Wranglers Extra.
Aaron Canada out here at Veterans Field with manager John Schiffner on the Manager Show on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. And Schiff, another day off, and last time these boys got a day off, they only mustered up 2 hits in the next game, but have to imagine after a couple of big wins, they're coming back with renewed vigor.
Well, we hope so. It is a Chatham tradition to play poorly after a day off, so we made sure we emphasized that the other night and then emphasized it again today to, lock in a little bit earlier today. But, that's the nature of the Cape League. It's just, you can't judge what the other team's going to do, and the other night the Brewster guy threw a great game against us, so we're, got to go out and see what we can do tonight.
Now, speaking of the day before the off game, or the game before an off day, Kevin Vance coming up with a game-winning 3-run home run, pinch hitting. Talk about the decision to pinch hit Vance in that spot.
Well, we've been talking about it for a while. This is sometimes when the coach lucks out and makes a decision that people can question forever. It just worked out in our favor. And everything happened so quickly. We had the inning set up with how we wanted to do it, and we wanted to have Kevin pinch hit for Jake in that situation. But once it got to be first and second, nobody out, obviously Jacob is a better option for a bunt in that situation. But we let the dice roll with Kevin, and I guess we lucked out, and Kevin did what you're supposed to do and got a big base hit.
You talk about Jacob Stallings, a newer acquisition to the team, just coming in from North Carolina. Also Riley Reynolds and I believe Steven Perez showing up today. Talk about how that's going to shake up the lineup.
Well, not necessarily shake up. It's going to give some guys days off. I mean, Paolini's gone straight through. Githner's gone straight through. Ricky's gone straight through. The outfield's gone straight through. So it's going to give these guys, some time off. Pete Verdon's, struggling a little bit right now with some migraine problems. So he's going to give it a shot tonight. But having those guys here is going to help our depth considerably. So it's going to be a good thing.
Feel pretty confident about that depth with all these newer guys coming in and not having the week-long experience that some of the other guys in the lineup have had and producing rather well.
Well, yeah, that's the schedule is very tough. The schedule's difficult on the kids. They're not accustomed to going this many days in a row. So having these guys come in, they're a little fresher. So it's only going to be a positive thing, and it gives us more flexibility. Reynolds can play almost any place on the field. Perez can play in the middle. Westlake can play first of the outfield. So that's going to really, really help out. So we're glad they're here, and I think the other guys, although they wouldn't admit it to you, but I think they're glad. Oh, good. There's a couple days off in here for me now. So that's a good thing. So I think we're going to be fine.
Give us an idea of what we should see on the mound tonight.
Mike Denhart come back for his second start. He looked outstanding his last start. I see no reason why he won't do the same thing again. Mike's a competitor. He likes to improve. He wants to improve in each start, so I think he's going to be even better tonight.
And a couple of talented bats coming in on the roster of the Bourne Braves, facing Bourne for the first time this season. Talk about the scheduling. You get to see a couple of teams early on, a couple of times before you see any other team for the first time.
I have my feelings about this schedule. I think it's really insane, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think it was really edited, perused properly, because, Falmouth is coming here again tomorrow. That's 2 trips in 4 days to Chatham. We don't play Yarmouth Dennis until July 12th or 14th, and then we play them 6 out of the next 10 days or something like that. It just, I just don't think it was really well conceived. But this is fine. Playing Bourne tonight, that's fine. I have no, that's the way it should be. But some of the other things are pretty bizarre that I've seen. I don't really think it was gone over the fine-tooth comb to pick up little glitches like that. It just doesn't seem right.
Now, getting another hot start to the season this year, starting off the season last year at 9-1, and then somehow faltering down the stretch and finishing a little bit under what you started out as. Another hot start. How do you feel this team differs from last year's team?
Well, I think last year the 9-1 start was it was what it was. It was a 9-1 start, but if I remember correctly, there were some wins in there that we had no business winning. We won a game on a walk-off missed third strike. We did not play like a 9-1 team, but we won the 9 games. We'll take the 18 points, no question. This team is playing a little bit differently than last year's team, and last year's team was pretty much in place by the first 10 or 11 games. We're going to get a little bit better when we get our World Series guys in. We've got 4 quality players that are still in the College World Series, and 2 quality players who we haven't even put on the roster yet. Westlake and Perez are not on the roster for tonight's game. They'll be on tomorrow, and we, unfortunately have to let go of Billy Biesinger and Garrett Smith, and I hate it. I really hate it that it's not it's not a pleasant task to say goodbye to guys who have really, given their all since they've been here since day one. But I think the difference between this year's team and last year's team is we have an opportunity to improve even further as far as quality talent goes. So that's a good thing. But I'll take the 5-1-1 start right now, as we took the 9-1 start last year. But there's a little bit of difference between this year's start and last year's start.
It seems really impossible to think that this team could get any better, but it certainly is a possibility with the talent coming in from the College World Series. And, of course, Rick Oropesa being named the Player of the Week for the opening week of the 2010 season. 2 home runs, a league-leading 7 RBI, really showing his merit in now his second year in Chatham.
Well, that's that year of experience. It certainly helps. That's why you like to get guys back, and we certainly like to recruit as many freshmen as we think is possible to handle and let them get a taste of it. That's why I'm so disappointed Tyler Ramatula can't come back. It would be, that he was so excited to get back and prove that, hey, I belong here, because he struggled last year, and all he talked about was getting back here and showing people how good of a player he really is. But, yeah, no question, the second year of experience, Denhart's going to use it, Ricky's going to use it, Stallings is using it. But the thing is, you have to get better here at this time of year because everybody else is. I think Mr. Gallup said there might be 50 or 60 players that are in the College World Series. They're going to be distributed amongst the 10 other teams. That means everybody's going to get better, so you better get better.
He's John Schiffner. I'm Aaron Canada on the Manager's Show on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Go Anglers!